Now in chapter 15, Jesus draws an analogy to illustrate how the disciples must stay connected to him through the Spirit. This analogy is the last of Jesus' 7 I am statements. Remember the 7 I am statements? Jesus is the bread of life, the light of the world, the good shepherd, the gate for the sheep, the resurrection and the life, the way, the truth, and the life. And finally, here he is the true vine. Jesus says in chapter 15, verse 1, I am the true vine, and my Father is the gardener. As we shall see, the primary point of this analogy is that just as a branch can't live and thrive unless it stays connected to the vine, so believers have no spiritual life unless they stay connected to Christ. This point is made in verses 4 and 5. Jesus says, remain in me as I also remain in you. No branch can bear fruit by itself. It must remain in the vine. The goal here, Jesus says, is to bear much fruit. So what does that mean? What is the fruit? Well, there are clues in the context. First, bearing fruit means loving God and loving one another. Verse 9 reads, as the Father has loved me, so have I loved you. Now remain in my love. Second, bearing fruit means obedience to God's commands. Verse 10, if you keep my commands, you will remain in my love, just as I have kept my Father's commands and remain in his love. Third, bearing fruit means having joy in any circumstances. Verse 11 reads, I have told you this so that my joy may be in you and that your joy may be complete. We could expand this list by glancing at what Paul calls the fruit of the Spirit in Galatians 5:22 and 23, which is love, joy, peace, patience, kindness, goodness, faithfulness, gentleness, and self-control. The goal is to live a life that honors and glorifies God.